Hey guys, welcome back to Words from Reagan. Today we're going to be talking about chasing and why we do it. This goes for jobs, friends, and as we're going to talk about today, mainly relationships. We at some point in our lives will chase someone or something, but why? I want to start by sharing a post I saw on Instagram that brought me inspiration for this episode. It's a video about a girl talking about her complex situation with a guy to Steve Harvey. This girl is sharing how she likes this guy and she's trying to get him to date her, but he won't. Steve Harvey states, "Take your picnic blanket, fold it up, put it in your basket, and go home." He continues by stating the best advice he was ever given by a woman and says, "Don't ever let a man have to tell you twice he doesn't want you. Fold your picnic blanket up and go home. He ain't the one." This lady is sharing her story, and Steve again shares that he has countless time with others to leave. Once the guy makes it known if he doesn't want a relationship, he expresses to leave before the man says he doesn't want her twice. When in the beginning phases of a relationship, after putting in countless work, trying to make it known to them that you're interested in them and want to pursue things, if they don't make it clear back, don't put in effort, take hours or days to respond to you, ditch last minute, cancel plans, communicate with them once and one time only. Before you pack the picnic up and go home, communicate to them. A lot of the times, our anxieties and uncertainties will take over, telling us they're not interested in us anymore. But in reality, maybe they're at work, maybe something came up actually, maybe they have past trauma from a past relationship, maybe they're trying not to move as fast. So if this is the case, ask them where they're head at and be straightforward. You don't want to scare them off and don't want to jump to conclusions yourself, but you as a human and for your clarity, need to make sure they're moving at the same speed or at least on the same page. You also deserve to know this, and if they're wanting to make things work between you guys, then communicate, because communication is key at any point in a friendship or relationship. Some people take longer to adjust to things than others, but if they straight up make it known they don't want anything more than a fling, friends with benefits, a one-night stand, or you guys have opposite intentions, that's clarity right there that they don't want anything more. Once it gets to the point where they have to tell you a second time, that's chasing. You might be thinking that you don't want to walk away because you feel that you can change them. You've put in so much work and you think if you walk away, you would have wasted all that time and energy. You say you have nothing else to lose, you have nothing else going for you right now, so I'm going to stay. Well, here's the thing. If you continue to put your energy into something or someone that isn't going anywhere, where it's one-sided, causing you uncertainty, you're only going to get hurt and you're only going to waste time and energy. And you go against you and your standards, like this entire self-love journey, you just go against everything you have for yourself. You're putting energy, time, and effort into a dead end, a physical dead end. Whereas if you pack up the picnic and go home, you will be putting energy into something bigger and better, you. Something that will continue to grow and learn instead of getting hurt and sitting in question after time and time again. Things may get one-sided, but that's another conversation for another time. Maybe with a job, you applied several times, and after countless calls and no response, you move on to something bigger and better. Maybe with a friend, if they keep leaving you out, canceling plans, or not making an effort time and time again, pack up the picnic and go home. Don't let a man or woman, friend, or job tell you no twice. Again, instead of putting energy, time, and effort into a dead end, pull away and focus on you. If you pull away before you were told no twice, you show the person they don't have the power anymore, and you're not living under the rock. You take back the power in your hands and leave them before they continue to make it known they don't want you. You take back the power and you make them feel like an underdog, that you're not waiting around for them and you're not going to try and change them, and you're most certainly not playing their games. You take back the power into your hands and pack up and go home to you. This will also satisfy you and your needs, making you feel filled when you're not sitting in question. The following days after pulling away might be an adjustment, but once you get past that stage, you will see why you were so grateful you left before they told you no twice. So you might be asking yourself, why do I chase? Well, some people like the chase and play hard to get, but it's a human inclination to not want to pull away from something we want. Maybe they don't like change, thinking they would be lonely or that this might be their only chance. They know things aren't mutual, but they convince themselves with the tiniest pieces of hope. Oh, they answer me quicker today, or they create a conversation. Maybe I can change them. It is scientifically proven that we as humans like the chase, and when we do, it releases dopamine. Dopamine is a drug-like chemical that pulsates the body in search of pleasure. The dopamine-driven reward loop triggers in a rush of a drug-like high when chasing a quote-unquote crush and the desire to experience them repeatedly. It is a human thing, so forgive yourself, but once it comes to chasing, pull away. If you guys listened to last week's episode, I talked about how we rush the bigger picture of life, happiness, love, and success. We let our impatience take over and we settle for less and temporary to fill our needs, even though we know it won't last. So when it comes to a relationship or pretty much anything, we sometimes settle for less even though we know it's not going to last. And when it starts to end or doesn't work out, we chase because we want to fill the void to be filled. We let our impatience take over and settle for less. Aside from this, you as a person deserve more. When someone else has made it clear they're not interested in you, you should not be chasing them. Ask yourself, why would you want to be with somebody who isn't there for you, who doesn't fill your needs? Why would you want to win or convince someone over? That is chasing, convincing someone of something. Chasing can consist of trying again with a person who made it clear they're not there for you. You guys have opposite intentions. You're looking for something serious, but they don't want a label. You want to convince them otherwise to get on the same page as you. Instead of you packing up the picnic and going home, you sit around hoping you will convince them. As humans, we have a feeling when we chase. We get like a intuition or vibe like, oh, I am chasing. Like, oh my gosh, I really am chasing them. But this is upon our intuition standards in mind. These are visual and noticeable signs. You're the only one asking to hang out. You're the only one creating conversation. The only one giving them attention. And you have to listen to yourself always for everything, not just for chasing, but you come back to you always. You want to check up on yourself. You always have to listen to you. And if you do listen to yourself, you would realize that you're chasing. You would realize you're putting your eyes on someone or something you shouldn't want in the first place. That is the moment you stop. If you have to convince someone to be more, that is plain as day chasing. You should never have to convince someone a relationship is mutual, a friendship is mutual, and a job should treat you with respect and dignity as you do with them. Again, before pulling away, communicate. Make it known you're in question and ask them where their head is at because maybe they're confused too. Give them the benefit of the doubt. But once they make it clear that they are not on the same page as you, that is when you leave, and if you stay, you chase. So leave before they say that they are not interested in you twice, and pack up the picnic and go home. When I say home, I'm talking about you. Go back to you because at the end of the day, you're your home. You should never have to convince anyone to fill your needs and fit your standards. They're not the right one. The right person will work through things and make it clear, whereas the wrong person you're honestly just chasing, and time after time again, after they cancel plans, after you asked to hang out, but they didn't respond, stop. Like, I don't think that I can say it in a better way. Just stop and walk away. Pack the picnic and go home. You deserve so much more than this, than to let your impatience win. You need to be patient as a human, and like we talked about last week, the big things are on the way. You just have to have patience. Stop wasting your energy, time, and effort into a dead end and put those in you, as you can always grow and learn. It might be hard to walk away from something you put a lot of work into, but you are not going anywhere and only going to get hurt. Use these signs and visuals from you and the other person to know when chasing begins and where it ends. So thank you guys so much for listening for this week's episode, and I will see you guys next Thursday with another one. Bye, guys.